Good evening, meteorologist Dean Davis and the Weather Pros, liveweatherblogs.com, stormsquad.net, severeforecast.com. Let's talk about what's going on here. And here is Jose. This is the simulated radar. We're going to go in the winds here too, because we do have tropical storm watches up from here on the border of Delaware, Maryland, all the way up here to the Cape. So we're going to talk about that. As you see, tropical storm or Hurricane Jose will come close to the coastline and spread rain and banding into the state of New Jersey by Tuesday. This is almost probable this is going to happen. So we're expecting rain, wind, New York City, all of New Jersey up to Cape Cod. Low pressure will be right around and off a couple hundred miles off Virginia Beach at the time. This will continue to move north, and these rain bands will actually get into the Philadelphia region and move west. Now, Long Island looks to get into this central dense overcast, especially the tip, and also parts of Rhode Island, Cape Cod, that area. This is with the NAM, and look at how close the center gets to the coastline. We're talking about tropical storm and hurricane force winds possible all the way up into Connecticut, New York City, Delaware, even parts of eastern New York, Connecticut, New Hampshire. The storm is going to be slow and right off the coast in this NAM nest. Now we're going to go to the regular NAM, and I want to do that for a purpose of going further out. And then we'll go back to the NAM nest here momentarily and look at winds and stuff like that. So, as you see, the winds and the rain will come inland. We'll actually be breezy here a little bit in Roanoke from this coming around the bend, basically. But a central dense overcast is going to be very close to the coastline. And this continues up and literally starts to move east along Cape Cod when we get a disturbance coming in from the west. It's kind of an odd situation in all reality, because it shouldn't be that way. We'll take a look at wind speed, and that's what we're going to really be looking at, the wind speed here. Winds, okay, this is Thursday, this is tomorrow night, it's Monday night. Winds starting to pick up, the 10 to 15 mile an hour range in Roanoke Valley. Further east, Virginia Beach, we're talking about 30 to 40 mile an hour wind gusts. And there we go. Tropical storm force winds. Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey. We're talking about 50 to 60 mile an hour winds along the coastline. And then, as we get closer and further as we go along, those tropical storm force winds are over New Jersey for quite a bit of time. Cape, Rhode Island, Connecticut, it's pretty much the whole state, Massachusetts, as it spins around and finally goes off the coast. By Thursday, we're talking about an extended period of strong winds pushing into that. So I actually want to go back to the NAM and put in the winds here, because that is even higher, closer in. And here you go. We get this northeast fetch. This will even get into, like I said, near Roanoke with the wind. We're talking about winds in the NAM nest 10 to 20 miles an hour in Roanoke day on Tuesday, Monday night and Tuesday. So you get closer to the coast, 40 to 50 mile an hour in Virginia Beach. That will start at that time about midnight, 1 o'clock tomorrow evening. And then we get into the heat of it here on Wednesday, Tuesday night and Wednesday, with tropical storm force winds expected along the state of New Jersey and New York City, and then it'll turn to the east. So that being said, this wind is what we got to watch. GFS, see what the GFS is saying, see if it's any different. I like showing all these models because we're so close to this now. It's not even funny. But here you go. 10 to 20 mile an hour winds there too. 40 to 50 mile an hour winds. There's the difference. 50 mile an hour winds versus 60. is pretty much the only difference with the GFS and the NAM and no landfall. But whoa, what's going on here? It's meandering. It's still going to be a Sturge issue. And what's coming in from the south? This will actually span the wind field, quite frankly, a lot. Because Maria, at this point, wants to do some odd things also. I mean, I like looking at some of this stuff, and because it's good to look at. You need to know what's going on. This is the Euro winds. Same type of situation. The winds 10 to 20 miles an hour inland, Roanoke, and getting 50, 60 near state New Jersey. And then it comes around Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Maria starts coming in. Here's what the Euro shows, though. Look what goes on with Jose. It comes inland. Is this possible? Yes. And then it would actually, the high pressure would block it and possibly push Maria into the same situation. So this is a very interesting situation coming up here. So what I want to look at here is what we expect in a couple of days in places like Tabernacle, New Jersey, my old place of where I live. Monday's nice chance of showers, patchy fog. Not much of a bad day. 65, 40% chance on Monday night. Then the heavy rain and a wind comes in. 72, 64. Tuesday and Tuesday night. Winds, like I said, based on the models, look, at least in gusts, to be 50 to 60 miles an hour. Probably staying around 30 to 40. Closer to the coast, and then further inland, 25 to 35. Let me pull closer to the ocean and go to a spot along here. Pull this in closer. I just want to see specific towns. And there's a reason for it. Some are worse than others. You got Seaside Heights. We'll look at that in 1 minute. Let's look at Barnegat first. And then I'm going to go to Seaside Heights. This is a long video, and it's because of the potential tropical system. This is for Barnegat. You see, Tuesday, tropical storm conditions possible. 72 degrees. Tropical storm conditions. So Tuesday, Monday night into Tuesday night is your best chance of tropical storm conditions in Barnegat. And of course, the surge issues may be even more interesting. Let me look for, the other one I want to look for was Seaside Heights, because that's on the Barrier Island. Or, there we go, Seaside Heights. This should be similar because it's an ocean area. And, yes, we are. I'm expecting this actually probably is a future track to become a tropical storm warning. So, and you see after Wednesday it looks beautiful for a while. So it's kind of crazy. So here's actually what I want to look like. Okay. Hazards, National Weather Service, Weather Ready Nation, we are weather pros. Widespread impacts, widespread roadway flooding possible on coastal flooding. Okay, obviously surge. Locations, Atlantic Coast, Delaware Bay, Raritan Bay, associated back bays, Barnegat Bay, considered being one of the back bays. Possible with high tide cycles Monday night and Tuesday night. Wind, minor tree and power line damage possible. Coastal locations Tuesday and Tuesday night. Not saying you can't get any trees down in places like Tabernacle and areas in central Bronte County and Atlantic County and Ocean County. High surf, definitely there through Wednesday. Rain, a period of heavy rain possible, mainly along the coastline, with some possibly inland. That's the main points to this tropical storm conditions you may see in New Jersey from Jose. Coastal flooding elevated. Coastal locations elevated. Inland locations limited, but I would say elevated. High surf and beach erosion is a significant issue. Here's the tropical storm probabilities, which are 30 to 40%, which is pretty high. Forecasted track, obviously pretty far off the coast, but close enough to give you the winds. Coastal flooding. Moderate flooding expected Anywhere from the curve here at Middlesex in Monmouth County, down through the Barnegat area, down through Brome County, Tuckerton, Atlantic City, Cape May, and around the corner. Then some minor flooding goes into the Delaware Bay. Delaware River, we'll see some spotty minor flooding up to Mercer County. Take a look once again what the National Weather Service is expecting, which is pretty much we're in line with the Weather Pro's potentials here. Your location is everything. Coastal areas, Wildwood, Barnegat, Seaside Heights, you're going to get it worse. Tropical storm force winds, if the track continues, which it looks like it will, are going to be expected. I expect the tropical storm watch to come with tropical storm warning. And then, so anybody that gets flooded, a lot of times just during nor'easters along the coast, they should seek inland areas, further inland. Leave the property that gets underwater, because it will likely happen with this hurricane. So, that being said, if you live in a low-lying location, you know that, move your car to higher ground. Move to higher ground. We're looking at probably 2 to 3, maybe 4 foot storm surge at the most, but that's water from ground level up. So, where you're standing and ground level up. So, think about up to about your chest if you're about a 6 foot person. Is possible anywhere from your hips to your chest area, and waterize. Then you have waves on top of that. Be very vigilant. We will give you more information because obviously we want to keep you safe here. From the Weather Pros here at liveweatherblogs.com. This is meteorologist Dean Davison. This was a little bit of a lengthy PowerPoint, but it's for the safety of the people. Meteorologist Dean Davison, thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and we'll talk to you again soon.